Hi, it's Valerie D'Ambrosio, and welcome to the Connection Coach Tune-Up. Today, the topic is around space and creating space within relationships. So we have a natural thing that occurs, which is ebb and flow in life, and this occurs in all areas of life in the sense of where there's expansion and where there's contraction. And there is a fantastic thing that they speak about in the Power Path. Actually, they spoke about it in the month of July, where we all experience, every single person experiences feelings of entrapment, where, think about it, we're in our mother's womb, things are feeling groovy, we're yummy, it's juicy in there, and all of a sudden we get too big for this space and we need to get out, and it's like, too much space, move. And that's a feeling of the entrapment. And then once we come out of our mother's womb and now we're out in a world that's bright lights, it's a lot of sounds, it's uncomfortable, it's not as cozy and warm, and we experience a feeling of abandonment. And so those two things, according to the Power Path, and I actually really believe that, we are occurring them simultaneously all the time in different areas of our lives. And so what happens is that within relationships, right, is that we experience moments of feeling entrapped, where we want space, and we experience times of where, let's say that the other person isn't showing up in the way that really we want them to, or we want more, we need more in that moment, and they're not because maybe they need more space, that then we feel abandoned. And so when we start to become aware of those things occurring, it's really useful to navigate in a healthy way in relationships. And oftentimes that takes a lot of communication. And so I recently noticed that occurring within a friendship of mine, and we were also doing work together. And what she noticed is that she realized she needed more space because she was going through tremendous change in her life. There was a lot of stuff occurring. She just got into a relationship. So a bunch of stuff was occurring in her life, and she started to feel the ground underneath her shake, and she felt trapped in a lot of areas. And what started to happen is that our relationship was going as it always does. We see each other as frequently as we do. We speak as frequently as we do. And she started to feel this feeling of she needed space. But she felt guilty about that. She felt guilty about feeling and needing space. And she started to make herself wrong, and then started to even make me wrong and resent me. And so once this came out finally, it was so wonderful because I got to create space in that moment in my own self and go, okay, what's coming up for me? Well, what's coming up for me is abandonment, right? At first, that was the first initial feeling. And then I allowed myself to sit with that and go, she's not abandoning me. She's experiencing her own emotion. And that lasted literally a moment. And then we were able to speak to it. And when I realized, you know what? Take your space, take your time. It's cool, I'm here. And so it's those moments of us being in relationship with people, whether that's intimate or friendship, and saying, hey, you know what? I love you and I need my space right now. Or, you know what? I love you and I'm feeling I need a little bit more right now. Are you able to give that to me? So having this conscious, healthy dialogue is really useful for creating thriving, deep connections in our lives. So if you find that you get stuck in this, or you find that this is something that happens with you, but you're uncertain of how to navigate through it, definitely reach out to me, Valerie@valeriedambrosio.com. And also immersing yourself into deeper inquiry of this is, I feel, truly the way to go, because you're able to really peel back the layers of the ways in which you're showing up in life and see, oh, okay, this habit of mine, this tendency of mine is not actually serving where I want to go, and it's creating a bigger disconnect from what I really want. So in September 19th and 20th, I'm offering Breakthrough to Power and Freedom. It's a 2-day intensive, and it's going to be fantastic, where we dive deep for 2 days. Or you can, of course, also join me in India, November 9th to the 19th for our 11th annual retreat. So I look forward to hearing from you, and take your space, take your time, be truthful to who you are and where you are, and as always, expect great things.